I do.
Did you get hit up by AT&T?
I didn't yet.
Okay, I got something. I'm gonna briefly go into the article really quickly, and then I'm gonna tell people what they should, well, what I would recommend that they do.
Okay.
So let me actually stop this. Okay, so for y'all don't know, AT&T suffered a breach. I want to say about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and they kind of were mum on what happened or how the leak happened. A lot of times as your company, you might want to downplay and say, well, shoot, that data ain't real. Like we got everything covered. But so AT&T suffered another breach, and they confirmed millions of customer records posted online were actually authentic. And I but want to say the attackers actually dumped the data and let people go see if it's their stuff on there. Yep. So the information that they have, email address, mailing address, date of birth, phone number, and social security number. Like at this point, AT&T need to give me more than that little $15, $20 to try to give people for them class settlements. Like everybody need to get paid because this is a mess. So yeah, the leaked customer information dated back to 2019 and earlier, according to AT&T records, contain valid data on more than 7.9 million current AT&T customers. And 3 years ago, after a subset of leaked data first appeared online, which prevented any meaningful analysis of the data, the full cache of 73 million leaked customer records was dumped online last month, allowing customers to verify that their data was genuine. Some of the records included duplicates. Man, that's a lot of data, man. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that it wasn't directly AT&T getting breached. I believe a third party that handles AT&T data got breached, if I'm not mistaken, which is typically always the third party because they know the main company is going to be fortified like a fortress. So they're always going to try to get in from a place that's probably not as strong. So AT&T eventually acknowledged that the leaked data belongs to its customers, including about 65 million former customers. Companies experience data breaches that affect large number of people are required to disclose the incident with U.S. Attorney General under state data breach notification laws. So yeah, that's pretty much on that. But let me go solo. All right, so to add some more context to this, we'll actually gonna actually make a brief mention of a sponsor. So I was asking Destiny if she got contacted by AT&T yet, and she said no. And guess what? Neither have I. But guess who did contact me? So this portion of the video will be sponsored by Aura. And Aura is an actual data privacy solution as well as VPN, as well as it could check your transactions. It's pretty much like an all in one stop for making sure that you're protected on the internet. It uses AI to see if data brokers have your information, and it's removing things constantly all the time. So actually, a couple of days ago, Aura sent me two text messages. Hey, your email was found on the dark web. Hey, your social security number was found on the dark web. You should, freeze your credit or whatever to make sure nobody uses your social security number without you knowing. So if I was relying on AT&T, I may not get notified until next week, 2 weeks from now. And granted, I don't use AT&T for a cell carrier. I only use them for internet because I have to at the place I stay at. But the fact that they waited so long to tell people, like, okay, cool. If it's your name and email, is fine. But if people's socials are accessed and you're taking forever to notify them, that's a problem. People can go get whole cars and everything with your social, and you would never know. And just imagine the old people who don't have like the access to all this stuff. So Aura's cool. You can have it on your phone, on the computer, on your phone. It can store your passwords as a VPN. Anytime I make a purchase or I may be applying a credit or something to say, hey, is this you? And it's just really convenient. So if you want to try out Aura, the link will be in the description. They have a free 14-day trial where you can try it out for yourself. And yeah, so just click the link in the description and try R to keep your information safe. Because I was like, man, that's wild. I really don't use AT&T like that, and they
Now
still hadn't said anything.
I
I
have a
think you should
question.
get more. Go ahead.
So, for people who've never been in this situation before, or like they've been in this situation, but they just, kind of weren't aware, can you tell the viewers and the listeners how you felt when you got that notification? Or if you didn't feel anything because you've gotten these before, like how did you feel the first time that you found out some of your information was on the dark web?
So I've never. Let me get my words together correctly. So I've never experienced my social being on dark web. I experienced like other places getting hacked and
Emails and
like
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, like an email or something being used. But the social was a little bit different. So it's like a little bit alarming because, like I said, I'm trying to see what is AT&T going to give me for me being inconvenienced, having to probably freeze my credit. Because all they're going, I don't know, I don't care about we already have tools that are cheaper. Oh, get your Experian monitoring. I don't need that. I got my own monitoring. That's much better than Experian. They still had Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax still ain't said nothing to me.
Yeah.
So I don't need any of that. I got what I need. I need you to pay me for not doing your due diligence and handling this data that these people have access to, or or not figuring out early on what third party caused our data to be at risk and why they're not following proper protocol, or why they didn't disclose it faster. So we can find
Yeah.
out, hey, who's the person that did it? Like those are the questions that need to be answered. They
So
over
they
there
can be
probably
held
scary and
accountable.
like that's why I like Verizon. Everybody's talking about Verizon expensive. Well, it's expensive, but they really had these issues. That's why. And they work with top tier security teams and third parties as well, as you can tell. But for the people who may not have experienced this before, because ironically, a couple weeks ago, my aunt called me about stuff like this and how she got the message like, hey, your information's somewhere. And she kind of panicked. She said she couldn't sleep and stuff because she's older. I think my aunt is 70. I think
Oh
she's
yeah, that's that's alarming for sure.
yeah. So she got like LifeLock, and then she got I think Malware Bytes has like some type of tool for that, and she's don't know what to do because at the end of the day, it's not on you, and that's the sucky thing, and that's why data privacy is always one of the main things that people are trying to figure out. Okay, who has access to the data? That's the main reason when people make all these claims about AI coming to take jobs and everything else. We always say, well, who's going to have the data?
And what are they going to do with it? And how long are
Exactly.
you going to have it for? And are you going to sell it to a third party? And so on.